I've been working with business websites for what feels like forever, and I spot the same mistakes every single time. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the web design tips all designers use that'll help you build a website that actually converts. Whether you're using a website builder, vibe coding platform, starting from a template, or building from scratch. Website design tools are easier to use than ever. AI can generate layouts, drag and drop builders give you freedom, and templates make it almost too easy to get started. I mean, the most genuine tip I could give you is to just pick a template and stick to it. That's it. End of the video. Just kidding. I know what you're thinking. My site is just going to look like any other using this template, right? But is that really such a bad thing? Templates might not be super unique, but they make your site look clean and professional, which matters way more than trying to stand out at all costs. If you're using WordPress, check out this video where we go over 10 great WordPress themes you can start using today. Now, you didn't click on this video for this very basic tip, right? So let's dive into some website design tricks that will actually help you create and design your website like a total expert. Designing a good website comes down to 4 big pillars of visual design: hierarchy, scale, contrast, and space. And if you can master them, you'll be set forever. Now, hierarchy is all about showing people what's most important first, and scale is your main tool for that. Bigger elements like headlines or hero images grab attention, while smaller elements support with details and create a clear visual flow. Contrast is what makes things pop, like pairing opposite colors, sizes, or shapes, so the important stuff really stands out. And space is the secret weapon for keeping everything organized and showing how elements relate to each other. So when you're designing your website, remember, it all comes back to these main pillars. They create an intentional relationship between the design elements you'll be using, like colors and fonts, and will organize your website layout to make it impossible for visitors to ignore. Let's see how to make them work for you, shall we? The first thing someone will notice, without even realizing it by looking at your website, is your layout. Let's be honest here. It won't be the text you put so much effort into or the colors you spend hours choosing, but how all of those elements flow together. Most beginner websites feel cramped because everything is too close together. Things like text touching images and sections bleeding into each other. I mean, look at these and tell me they look professional to you. Now, professional designers actually solve this with website pixel spacing rules. Just pick a base unit, usually 4 or 8 pixels, and use multiples of that number for all your padding and margins. This essentially means that instead of adding random gaps like 15 pixels there and 23 pixels there, you stick to consistent values of 16, 24, 32, and so on. That consistency creates a natural rhythm across the page, and everything instantly feels more organized and easier to scan. Now, adding space is super easy. In most website builders, you can just increase the padding or margins right in the settings. If you're using WordPress, for example, you might want to check out this video to learn how to customize your website with drag and drop blocks. Another way to create structure is by choosing the right fonts. And the truth is that you only need 1 or 2. I see websites all the time using 4, 5, even 6 different fonts, but this is honestly just visual chaos, and it makes your website look like one of those ransom notes you get from a fax machine. Instead of mixing a bunch of different fonts, just stick to one font family. These 3, which are Open Sans, Rubato, and Helvetica, are the most common and use size and weight to create hierarchy. For example, you might have a bold 48 pixel heading, a regular 20 pixel subheading, and a lighter 16 pixel body text, all from the same font. The rule I always follow is very simple. Keep your main headline somewhere between 40 to 56 pixels and scale everything else down from there. And if your platform allows it, try to use rem units instead of actual pixels. Basically, a rem is a CSS unit of measurement that lets your text and elements scale automatically across screen sizes. I personally switched to rem a while ago, and now my headings and text adjust for mobile without me having to tweak every single one. I've left a rem to pixels calculator in the description below if you want to go check it out. If rem isn't an option though, just manually reduce your headings on mobile by around 30%. So a 56 6-pixel desktop headline goes down to 36 to 40 on smaller screens. Although, the easiest route is to use a vibe coding tool like Hostinger Horizons that handles all these technical CSS calculations automatically. If you want to try it out, I've left a coupon for you in the description below. When it comes to typography, the simplest approach is to stick to system fonts or well-optimized web fonts because they look clean, load fast, and you're not hurting your site speed or your SEO. A website can't be all about fonts and text though. That's why you need images. Images are crucial to grab attention and reinforce the message you're trying to get across. They also help with retention and conversions and create an emotional connection with visitors. Plus, images help establish hierarchy. They show visitors what's important and where to focus, making pages easier to scan and actions clearer. For example, using real and high-quality photographs of your products and team builds trust in a way that stock photos never will. And same goes with custom illustrations. They let you showcase your brand's personality while explaining abstract ideas a photo wouldn't be able to capture. Something I always recommend businesses do is combine both and create infographics to help visualize information that's hard to digest. For example, if you're writing about the sustainability bonds your financial service company offers, an infographic or data visualization article would be like the cherry on top. So, you've got images, but what about videos and motion in general? Motion can help your website feel modern and polished, but only if you use it with intention. It should guide attention, not distract from it. The way I like to use it is pretty simple. Fade-ins on scroll for sections, which gives the page a sense of depth, hover effects on buttons so people know they're clickable, and smooth transitions between pages or tabs to make everything feel natural instead of jarring. You can also add micro interactions. Little things like buttons changing color or cards lifting slightly on hover actually make your site feel more polished and professional. Most modern website builders, like Hostingers, already include these subtle animations by default, so you don't have to code anything. But remember that just because the AI suggests an animation doesn't mean you have to use it on every single element. But images and videos are nothing without color, I hear you say. Well, the whole website isn't actually. Adding color to a website can be an overwhelming experience. I mean, when you open a color picker, there are like 16 million options. So instead of guessing, follow the 60-30-10 rule. 60% of your website should be your base color. Most of the time, that's white, off-white, or just some kind of light neutral, but it really depends on your brand as well. 30% is your secondary color. This is usually something more subtle, like a soft gray or a muted brand color, and it's used for things like backgrounds and sections. And then 10% is your accent color. This is your bold color, the one you use for buttons, links, and anything you want people to click. This 10% might seem small, but it's actually a very important part because that's what guides people. If everything is colorful, nothing stands out. But when only your buttons use that bold color, it's obvious where to click. A lot of beginners ask me, so what if my brand has multiple colors? That's actually the reality for most brands. Just make sure that when you're choosing your website color palette, you pick one primary accent and use the others sparingly for things like icons. Most website builders let you upload your brand colors and save them as style or presets. So instead of manually changing colors for, let's say, buttons every single time, you can just pick from a list or chat with AI, just like I'm doing with Hostinger Horizons right here. This is where the contrast pillar becomes more apparent. Contrast actually applies to everything: font sizing, button shapes, spacing, but it becomes essential to colors, textures, and tone. Now, not everything needs to scream for attention, so you should focus on the elements that actually drive actions, like CTA buttons, headlines, or contact forms, and maintain consistency across your website. Sometimes, creating contrast is about removing unnecessary images, or clutter, which allows your headlines, buttons, or visuals to pop naturally. You can also add contrast by layering elements with shadows, gradients, and making them semi-transparent. Of course, you can also go for a minimalistic website. Sometimes that actually works best, and all these color theories are super easy to apply at that point. If you want to see how minimalism can take your website to the next level, check out this video right here. Okay, and finally, once your colors, fonts, images, and spacing are all set, put everything into practice by designing the first element that your website visitors will see: your hero. No, not that one, this one. A lot of people overcomplicate this, when you really need just 4 simple things: a headline, supporting subtext, a primary call to action button, and social proof, like logos or testimonials. One of the best ways to keep this on point is by making sure it answers these 3 visitor questions fast. What is this? Who is it for? And what should I do next? As simple as it sounds, most websites fail this test in the first 3 seconds. I mean, how many times have you visited a website and been greeted with a vague tagline like "transforming tomorrow" or "giant image with no context"? And I know, it's not always clear what action you're supposed to take or what type of product's being offered. And now with AI, this is happening even more. A lot of websites sound good on the surface, but they're full of generic and copy-paste messaging that doesn't actually say anything clear. Here's how to get it right. Your headline should focus on the outcome, not the service. Imagine you own an accounting consultancy, so instead of "we offer premium accounting services," you could say something like "get your taxes done right without the stress." One explains what you do, whereas the other explains what the customer gets. Then your subtext should add context. For example, trusted by 500 plus small businesses in Chicago, fast, affordable, and always on time. That's how I'd know who you help and why I should care. And your CTA should be specific. And I don't mean just learn more, but something that encourages the visitor to take action. For example, book your free consultation or start your free trial. And finally, add a trust signal, like the logos of companies you worked with or a short testimonial as well. You can even include a simple stat like rated 4.9 out of 5 stars by 200 plus clients, and then connect it to a review provider like Trustpilot. Now, one question I get all the time is whether using a video background in the hero is a good idea. And the honest answer is yes, but only if it's optimized. You see, heavy files will slow down your website, especially on mobile. So if you use video, keep it short, compress it, and have a fallback image. Otherwise, it's really not worth it. And here's my final website design tip. Once you're happy with your hero and all your website pages, check that they're optimized for mobile. That's where most of your traffic comes from, so if your site isn't mobile friendly, you'll lose people before they even see what you're offering. Honestly, you don't need to overcomplicate this. Just make sure text is easy to read, buttons are easy to tap, and everything flows cleanly. You can also use vibe coding tools that are optimized for mobile, like Hostinger Horizons, which has a responsive design and a dedicated mobile editor. It honestly makes a huge difference. Your website should look and work great no matter the device, but we've all forgotten to check mobile at least once. So in this video right here, we show other common website mistakes and how to fix them. So, a good website isn't about flashy looks, but making the right decision so it eventually converts. Here at Hostinger, we have optimized all of our website products with these web design tips, which make the website creation super smooth. Whether you're using a template, chatting with AI, or starting completely from scratch. When you're ready to build your own website, try out Horizons. I've left a coupon code to help you get started, and this video will show you exactly how to vibe code like a pro. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.